criticism oftentimes.
It's true. And it's a bit of a worry for sure, but I feel like they have decent heroes to deal with her. They
30
have a
seconds to
decent
go.
amount of single target damage between like Sleight of Fist, Gush, Faces Void. I think Chris the Sound is really effective against Death Prophet as well. She ends up casting a lot of spells normally, so they'll have some solutions there against her. But if she gets really tanky, yeah, it could be a huge issue, especially if she's consistently backed up by Venge. Yeah, they could definitely overextend. But that's kind of where Ravage and Earth Spirit ends up being really effective, and even Global Silence too. It makes it a lot easier for Zoomers
The
to initiate
battle
and have a
begins.
really solid team fight.
This is interesting. I kind of expected Wu to be playing the Vengeful Spirit, but it is Matthew. And again, that happened with the Disruptor too. These are two heroes that we see him play a lot of generally.
Yeah, it's fun watching him play these 5 position heroes in 4, just to see how he can try to make it work. But typically, Venge will fall off in terms of net worth because you can't farm super fast by yourself. But hey, if you make plays constantly and you're there in the right place at the right time to affect team fights and ganks, then your net worth is going to be completely fine. So for Matthew, I could see that working out for him.
Also interesting to see the amount of value that they place on the Stat Rider. In fact, both of the teams do. Ocean, though, rolling on in, putting a little bit of harass onto Matthew. But we've seen, Gunnar has played the off-lane Bat Rider. We've obviously seen Monkeys. That's one of his best heroes. But then also on the side of Thunder Predator, we've seen Leo Style play a lot of it mid. Now MJZ playing a bunch as well as Frank. This is kind of interesting to see how much value this hero has for these two particular teams.
Yeah, lane wise, it's pretty effective at the right times. Lasso is obviously incredible, so at some point you will get a blink dagger, and it changes the calculus of every team fight by a lot. Don't know if they're gonna be able to get this one. You have to get another lucky bash, I think. Good juke there to go bottom. Yeah, the salve is just not worth chasing, and actually they don't have time walk, so no way to get that kill.
Matthew, though, sitting very low.
Yes, this is where Venge is really struggling. He went boots first as well, so once he ran out of mana, he's gonna have a bad time. But oh, missed his boulder. Big mistake there. Matthew ends up dying still. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, did that snipe Matthew? Is that what happened?
I don't know. I didn't see the. I was just focused on the. No,
Oh,
it's
he
back
died
here.
to tower.
The tower.
Okay. I was like, was that boulder aiming for somebody off the screen that we didn't see? Okay,
That would've
he
been
just
dope.
suicided the tower. You're right.
But here's
Matthew
the
did
thing
need
is
to get back in the lane.
Yeah, they forced MJZ to TP top to help out Minos, which means the bottom lane is a lot more comfortable with Sammy versus Frank. Although, okay, so we do see a TP coming back down in. Looks like Matthew's going to be supporting Frank now. So a little bit of a retrieval time for Sammy boy, but
Yeah, it's okay. I just am not really sold on the Venge yet. Laney wise, Venge is pretty weak as a hero, genuinely. In a tri lane, Venge is great. You're amplifying the damage of up to 3 heroes. That's really useful. But in these dual lane scenarios, Venge has low damage. Her movement speed isn't anything special, and her raw damage herself isn't really anything special. So she just kind of ends up being a little bit vulnerable.
all the
Monkey
body
looking
blocks on Monkeys. It's too many stacks of sticky, and it looks like Ocean's not going to be able to survive this either. Rolling forward, they tried to block him. They need maybe one more hit. Not going to be able to get it.
It's insane that a 5-position hero can kill an offlane like that. Actually, it's bonkers good. A little wave of terror to make the trading better. Husky in a lot of trouble now.
This is a very dead Husky. Careful that courier, Sammy. You don't want to lose that. Well, doesn't matter. He's gonna lose it anyways, and I don't know he's not even able to get a kill off of this either.
Yep. Well, wave looked really good there with the
Radiant structures are
Beastmaster to back it up. He ends up dying to the tower. No big deal. Shared bounty goes around. But Beastmaster has really good right-click damage, so amplifies his damage, amplifies the wolf damage as well. And against a hero like Silencer, who can't defend himself very well, the smallest disables can be enough to get him killed. So killing Silencer are very doable. I don't think they're going to be able to touch the Faces Void without getting like a level 6 or something. But as long as the Venge gets a part of a couple kills and gets a 6 at a reasonable time and is in the right place at the right time to swap, then he can be very useful, Matthew.
4-minute runes are coming up. Looks like this is something, again, Thunder Predator loves to do this. They love to make sure that they can secure these runes. Leo Style throwing out the Spirit Siphon, just going to try to bother Gunnar while this is going on as Matthew goes and collects himself the Illusion Rune. I believe there's a bot on Leo Style just yet, so he's going to chase behind the tower. Let's be careful, though. He's going to be taking some of those tower shots. But Just a bit of a dive. Nothing comes out of it.
Probably a bottle coming here for Gunner, so he'll most likely be fine. Yep. No rune for a while, of course, but with these bottle charges, oh man, another kill for MJZ. What a good game for him.
He's doing
so
a lot
far.
with this hero. Monkey's not quite gonna be able to finish off MNZ here.
Monkey's pretty hard to kill though. Max Wand. He's got lots of mangoes sitting in his backpack too.
He a big boy.
Yes, yeah.
How much they can do to this Tidehunter at this time. 5-minute runes are up.
Runes coming up. Looking decent for Radiant. Gunner being pressured once again by Leo Style. He's gonna maybe go for this. Yeah. Fairy Fire actually a waste there. He had 76 HP, and we know it did save him because the Fairy Fires heal like 80. Okay, Gunner, you made an okay play. Never mind.
The disapproving dad purge sound there. Just like, all right, yeah. Sure.
How could you not realize that you were gonna live with 2 HP? No, he did the right thing. Especially, he doesn't always know how much the Crypt Storm levels are. For all he knows, it's level 3 Crypt Storm, and then he dies. You know.
Better to put the odds in your own favor, right?
Yeah. But so far, Gunner's done a really good job. Both games actually playing his hero, and basically a disadvantageous matchup in both cases. Death Prophet beats melee heroes, as does Legion Commander. So he keeps getting into these games where he's having a tough game, but it allows him to create a lot of space in the mid game with his high mobility.
See the supports on the Zoomers. Thinking maybe they try to dive on Gunner again. Okay, there's the Exorcism. They were right. The roll in coming out from Ocean kicks them right underneath the tower. Leo Style, this is his first Exorcism, and he doesn't manage to do anything with it.
That was fun. How
Nice
they did that.
read.
And curiously, so your favorite hero silencer skilled Last Word at level 1. It just got buffed to do more damage at level 1 than before. It does about 150 magic damage. So rather than getting glaives, he instead goes for 2 curse and 1 Last Word, so more damage than normal.
Well, left alone here, the Remnant from Gunner. And that's a quick pickoff. Very nicely done.
Really big kill. Really nicely done, yeah. Zoomer's looking pretty solid right now, gotta say. Another really nice thing they've got going for them on the Zoomer side is, even though I've been talking about how great Swap is, they can just global silence it. If Venge isn't able to get himself a Lotus Orb or something like that, then he's not going to be able to necessarily save his allies in this match here. And the disable or the initiation of Thunder Predator is also pretty weak for a while, actually. Beastmaster is maybe going to be your best go to start fights. Maybe Swap could be useful as well, but it's not really great for you.
Oh, the roar comes out. Gunner's here, though. It looks like they'll still be able to take down Sammy Boy. Frank now just going to get whacked by monkeys forever.
They'll be happy about that one. Nice kill. Little too much damage for the Void to deal with here.
I'm sure he's sad about that, but...
Oh, yeah. Undoubtedly. Great D-ward by Matthew.
Levels in the mid lane. Looks like Sammy's gonna move over into the mid lane now.
The open, easy to farm lane is going to be mid. Going top is really difficult, especially against like Batrider and Sven here. They're going to be able to control. That's why he keeps napalming up there. They know if somebody's going to come. They should be able to take this tower, and Zoomer's just probably not going to defend it. But in the meantime, they can maybe do the same thing on the other side of the map.
We don't have the fastest tower hitters down there, but definitely can put some pressure on it for sure. Leo Style still not having the Exorcism for another 18 seconds or so, Top tower gonna be obliterated soon. No one's coming to defend that. They don't want to deal with Batrider. Again, doesn't have the lasso just yet, but is annoying enough. You definitely don't want to have all those stacks of Sticky and then Firefly and a Stormhammer on you, because you'll definitely die, so. Tower gets taken top, tower gets taken bottom. Frank gets spotted out here by Ocean, throws out one of those stones, slows him down a little bit.
Does have Roar against, so he's got some threat of getting kills. It's going to be a hard catch. Too many summons
Careful,
here.
Frank. Considers it. There's a lot of people backing him up, though.
Everyone's in this area at this moment, except for Sven. So Sven's having a great game right now. He's had basically free farm for the last couple minutes. No boost yet on him either. Actually,
Oh.
Here comes Chrono.
Chronosphere, there's just not a whole heck of a lot of damage until the rest of the team shows up, but there it is. There's the silence. It's not everything. They'll take him out. Now MJZ, the roar comes out. They'll turn it right back around again. This is not looking good for Gunner as he's the next to fall. Monkey's joining in the fight. He's a bit slow. He's creeping his way over there. Poor Zoomers. Chasing after MJZ, managed to go jump over to the bat right. They kick him down onto the low ground, but he seems to be trapped. Not low ground, but close enough there.
All right, ends up being really good. Yeah, Monkey's getting there just a little bit late. The boar slowing him too much to get his Ravage in, but that's like the one good thing that they have for them realistically after the roar comes out. Maybe Global Silence could be useful as well in a later stage of the game, but they need to be able to survive through like the roar, other and follow-up stun disables. That's like the one thing that Thunder Predator has that looks really effective right now.
Monkey's getting into position. He still has that Ravage. Lets it loose. Will connect only on the Death Prophet, though.
They lost vision.
Back in again. There's the Exorcism coming up. The slides over on the backhand line. Ember just runs out and he manages to get cleaned up. Monkey's Forever also gets taken down by Frank. Ocean, he can't roll away fast enough. He will fall. Gunner hoping that he can grab up this regen rune. He bailed pretty fast.
That was such a good team fight from Thunder Predator. Zoomers kind of felt capable of fighting it, but in reality, they're just not really ready to do that engagement. It's really hard for them to kill solo heroes right now at this stage of the game. Like, they don't really have that much burst damage on their lineup. You saw it the first time they went on the Death Prophet. They jumped on her, they used Chronosphere, and then they had to do a lot of right clicks. She even got some spells off before she went down. So until Gunner gets like some damage items, and because he's playing from behind, I don't know if we're going to see that at any kind of a good space. It's just really difficult for them to quickly burst on Death Prophet. So if she pops ulti while standing in trees and without vision, like, good luck winning that fight. She's going to be able to heal and most likely clean up that engagement.
I mean, that's something that I asked about during the draft, was just, you know, the burst damage. It is a problem. You had a nice Chronosphere, managed to go and grab yourself up a high value target, but if you don't have the damage, it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, and it's going to take time.
Chronosphere up in about 15 seconds. They might be able to get a pick here on Frank.
It'd be a good kill. He's got one.
Oh, both the Spirit Brothers go right on in. Don't quite manage to land those chains. The Global Silence gets used. So they'll just slowly chase down Frank. Do they have anyone to come save him? No, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to drop another stone. Need just a little bit more damage, and eventually Frank will go down.
It's good they got that kill with so few resources, frankly. They did have to commit global to it. That's the hard part. But you really saw how much damage they had struggling there. They had to commit Magnetize, multiple bolters, and if he doesn't get like 3 slights off there, he gets roared and ends up surviving. So they make it work. Kill happens for low resources. They can defend mid. This is the power of Tide. Stands mid, gets tanky, lifesteal. He can just anchor smash creep waves, and it's really tough for them to run through him. And once he gets Vlad's finished, more damage for the rest of his team. It's a pretty big damage increase, 18%. The lifesteal will be nice too, but the game still feels pretty hard for Zoomers from my perspective.
What game was that? Was that also a 4Zoomers game where we saw they desperately needed a Vlad's and it would have changed around some things?
I'll explain. It was when they coppered the Zoomers draft. The Clinks.
That's when they copied the draft. Swap comes out. They'll throw out the stun. Another swap coming out for Matthew, but they have the Ravage. They just roll right back in again. This is a disaster. That was not the swap, Matthew. As now Leo's style size and Chronosphere comes out from Sammy Boy. He's be careful to taking a bath in that Firefly, but they do so much damage finally. As now they get a couple bashes over onto Frank. They just roll right on in again. They kick back from Ocean, and bye-bye, Frank. Oh, this little creep, though, chasing after Ocean. Protect your bro, man. It's fine.
I mean, it was a cool attempt by Venge to start the fight, right? There's no other way that engages if he doesn't go for the double swap there. But it definitely felt a little bit weird having to swap the Death Prophet who just popped ulti away from him, you know? Away from the target they wanted to kill. So they put all that effort in. The Ravage comes out, and then great Chronosphere follow-up as well to offset that roar and make this fight pretty amazing for them. They didn't punish Sven, though, but they will get the tower. With the tower being dead, look at these new items picked up. Veil now for Earth Spirit and Vlad's on Tide. Just the fact that they were grouped up after the Chronosphere was perfect, because then the Earth Spirit gets to roll in, get a double man, 2-man silence. All that stuff was really effective.
Uh-oh, Minos. Minos, what you doing in that jungle? Oh, that was Tidehunter, my bad. I saw the the colors and I got thrown off. Smoked up though,
So-
looking for a potential pickup. They don't have the exorcism. Roll in again. They're hoping to grab up MJZ. This is looking like it'll be a quick pick. Silence gets dropped over into the side. Global Silence is gonna get dropped as well. So Gunner just zipping up to the high ground. He wants his kill. MJZ, he's just playing on that ice, but manages to go and drag him back while there's a fight down on the lower end. Again, Ocean though, his Earth Spirit's so good. Sammy Boy chasing after Matthew. Gunner going in, and there's the big Storm Hammer, but it doesn't matter. Go right back in. All right, they'll be able to finally take down Sammy Boy using that roar.
Well,
They bought so much
Sports were-
time with that bat right. Oh my word.
They did, yes. Gunnar even jumped over towards him to try to end up picking him off. They did eventually get him, but that could have been time to do slidey in the rest of the fight. And it looked okay for Zoomers until the roar on the Faceless Void came out. It's really making Void look squishy, I gotta say. He did get a strength nerf, I believe. That's basically the only reason he's been dying. He's got 40 less HP than normal. That's just a joke, guys, promise. But he definitely has looked really squishy this game. Having Midas is going to help offset that a little bit because he's going to level a bit faster. But he's had some good Chronospheres, but he's not going to have net worth comparable to Sven this game. And it kind of feels like a repeat of the last game where there's one carry on the Thunder Predator side that has way more net worth.
Everybody up, farming up their triangles. Trying to keep that advantage over there for the Sven. Daisy doing a little bit of scouting here. Throws down some wards. Gets a nice D ward.
That's really nice. And the sentry on the cliff. Incredible MJZ.
He knew about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, there was
Considering
probably
how much
some
time he
mission
spent
tells.
over there.
Exactly, like the fact that they initiated him in the first place and the way that they killed him, they probably gave him a tell where there was vision.
Hey, Matthew.
Dire's top tower
Oh, the TPs are coming out, though. Looks like they're gonna try to protect. They turn it right back around again. And Ocean, just a little bit too far here. Now the silence, the lasso. This is a dead Gunner.
Way too greedy there. That's a tip moment for sure. He's like, oh, let's put a remnant down, it'll come kill you. And then just the Death Prophet silence just nails him. He wasn't expecting that one. It guaranteed the lasso. He was just hoping to get one more slight chains, I think. But Bat Rider shows his worth. And Matthew, there it is, queuing straight up for the Lotus Orb if he can get it.
I thought we were gonna see monkeys just slowly but surely just beat down this poor Bat Rider.
I mean, he could have killed him if he wanted to Ravage, for sure. Would have been cool, but bad.
That's not
But
a
cool.
bat. He's a Crow Rider. Raven Rider? Raven Rider sounds still pretty good. Get
What
behind
if it's
that.
a bat wearing a crow costume?
I was gonna ask, where's that fire coming out of his butt though too? But some things are better left not not explored.
I believe it's him holding his lantern.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Look at him. What do you think he's been holding this whole time?
Dire are scanning.
I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, that is a lantern. All right. That's a lot of fire. Okay, yeah, he's got the canister on his back too. That makes sense. All right. All
Well,
right,
that's
I'll
fine.
let it
looks
slide.
like a gas canister, as in like poisoning people or something. I don't know. I don't know the lore of all of these cosmetics.
I think there's
You're the,
only one man
apprentice
that
lore
does.
Master anyways. Come on, you're the apprentice lore master. You could give us the information too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, I don't want to, so
Okay, that's fine.
tough. Sammy boy spots over there. MJZ. Doesn't look like he's quite in the mood to fight though at this time. He's gonna continue to farm up. The rest of the side of Zoomers sticking pretty close together. Maybe waiting for someone to try to make some moves over onto Monkeys, but again, he is very tanky. I don't think he's the target that they want to go on.
It's a great tide game actually. The only disable that's a little obnoxious maybe is getting swapped out of position potentially and then silence. If they silence him and they don't touch him, that's the only thing that looks bad to him. And there's one of the squishiness issues that comes with the position 5 Bat Rider. You die really quickly when you get gone on, but it is nice when you can use your abilities correctly. Sven's still farming like crazy. And he's still scary, but again, they've got some chain disables that can be really effective.
I mean, I think you can say that about any position 5. Oh, that's pretty good. That's the plate now.
That's true, but normally Batrider, the thing is that Batrider usually needs to like spot enemy heroes, jump in, initiate, and then get out. But if you don't have as much net worth, it's a lot easier to make a small mistake and then just be punished easily for it. A normal Batrider would have 4 staff there, maybe Yules, more movement speed, something like
True.
that, you know? Better chance to stay alive. But here's why it's so good to be tied this game. There's a lot of chain stuns and damage coming from Thunder Predator. That means his Kraken is going to proc constantly. They can't rely on something like Roar to kill him. They can't rely on something like Lasso necessarily to kill him. Or to set up a stun because it might proc halfway through. So it just makes it a lot easier for Zoomers to control certain parts of the map with the Tide pick. It actually makes it a lot more justified here. When Sven gets insane damage, then it's going to start hurting because Sven's going to start like proccing a Kraken shell with every slap like we saw yesterday. But for now, this is a good part of the game that it makes it easy for Tide to slow the game down and buy time for his Void and his Ember to get back into the net worth lead. And they've done a great job. Monkey's impressively, definitely one of those offlane players that like routinely stays on the high net worth position despite being in an offlane. So good for him. Almost got Greaves now.
Trying to play around the pit over on the top side. I'm sure they'd like to use that exorcism, but I think they should probably... All right, never mind. I was like, maybe they should get a pick off first, but they don't seem to care as the rest of the team immediately jumps in. There's the silence, though. Again, Monkey's very tanky. Bounce back, follows up with the Ravage and the Global Silence, but they've got the BKB over here on Sven, and Gunnar just takes so much damage. They aren't able to do much of anything. MJZ over on the cliffside still gives a little bit of vision here. They need to finish off this Roach. Swap coming in over here. Follow up. Sammy Boy going with the Chrono. He's going to try to take out some of these supports before they can do anything else. Managing to get 3 of them. Can they finish off Frank? No, they don't have the damage. He's taken down to the magnetic, but he's still taking so much. Sammy Boy jumping and Monkeys gets taken down. They'll be able to go get Frank, but MNZ, he follows up. And look at this damage coming out here at first. They just cannot fight against it. Gunnar now trying to run away. These boars are slowing him so badly. Husky, he drops a very big curse here, but he's gonna need some assistance as there's the silence though again. And look at this. He can't even be anywhere near him. He has to run away. There's a whole other fight going on the other side as Ocean's just rolling around in circles. Gonna have to TP out. They have the damage though. He will fall.
Dude, Sven is so far ahead. It looks like he always just has his ulti on when he hits people on the Zoomer side. Fight did not start amazing for Zoomers. Ravage doesn't catch Sven. Ember lost a lot of HP to that first initiation. And they also popped mech almost right away too, which meant that it wasn't going to be healing anybody else other than Tidehunter. So rough engagement for Zoomers there. Chronosphere was great, but just a little damage short to kill the Beastmaster. And then getting roared and having so many boars in the fight like really affected the game in a big way. If they can kill those boars, they're going to be in a much better place with Faces Void. But just having a little 40% slow just really limited what the Faces Void could contribute after Chrono is gone.
I just think they did such a good job of also kind of spreading out the fights, making sure that, you know, you had your #1 target. And the way that they held some of those spells too, honestly, I felt like that was done very, very well on the side of Thunder Predator. A BKB though makes such a huge damage, such a huge difference rather.
It does against Tide. It's amazing. That's probably why they went for the fight. Still Aegis on Sven, so they're going to try to take another engagement here.
At the Invis
A little hard to catch him. Not with Invis.
I mean, yeah. All right, there's a good... Oh, nope, not a save. He tried really hard, though. Ocean, they're just going to chase him right down here. Has to go Scepter. They drag him back. It doesn't matter. You're just going to get held in place for a little bit longer here as the Yule's coming out again as well. They're still holding onto this exorcism, too, on Leo style. The force over onto the high ground. MSZ doesn't seem to really care. He's got the Aegis. He's very tanky. He's just going to go. All right, they'll pop the Aegis. He's coming right back up again. The rope maybe just a little bit early coming out here from Frank. But there it is. There's a Ravage. They'll follow up, though, with the exorcism. And Leo's now maybe just a little bit too far. They've got the Lotus Orb on him. Gunnar was looking for the opening, but they'll be able to go and take out Leo style. Perhaps too much aggression here. The roll forward again. This is not looking great for Matthew. They'll turn it around, though. Manage to get the Stormhammer off. This Ghost Scepter doing a lot as the body blocks come out. MNZ popping his BKB will turn around, try to go and get the kill over onto Monkeys. But Gunnar chasing after Frank in the back lines. It looks like MNZ has decided he's had enough, so he's gonna just end up leaving Frank behind.
Dude, they fought so well in Zoomers. That was all Ocean, basically. That fight was just completely one-sided Thunder Predator, but he just ran in, he snatched Sven, and he punched him in the base. And then they follow up with disable after disable after disable, forcing Thunder Predators to fight in an engagement that they weren't quite happy with. perfect Ravage, catches everybody. Then they punch the Death Prophet back under the tower, I believe, and end up killing her just barely with the Gush and last tower hit. An incredible fight by Zoomers there. And now the game is looking a lot closer to even.
I have to say, Ocean's Earth Spirit continues to impress me every time I watch this guy.
Yeah.
And it's been a kind of a popular pick too within this tournament, especially with, you know, being able to have the Ags, being able to kick people away, turn them to stone. But just some of these engagements, he really manages to turn around with just punishing any sort of just bad positioning.
I think one of the other really crucial things that Thunder Predator has been doing is just the silence follow-up on any stun. It makes Face's Void look so bad when you just have to hit him with one stun, and then you get to follow it up with a silence from the Death Prophet. Because all of a sudden you have this really inexpensive, like 6-second disable that guarantees that Void can't time walk whatever damage he just took. So the fact that Leo Style's always been in position to follow up with those silences has been really big so far for their game. But after losing that fight, things are definitely going to be a bit more iffy. They got BKB on Death Prophet, so she'll be pretty survivable. Almost Ags on Sven. That's going to be a huge deal. It's going to be a lot easier for him to say, oh, there's Silencer? Okay, Silencer's dead. Or, oh, there's Earth Spirit? Earth Spirit's dead too.
What have we here?
Dire are scanning.
They're hunting. Trying to find someone in the triangle. No one is there, though, because the Zoomer is already playing on the other side of the map.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
I'm a little
tower has
concerned
fallen.
because Death Prophet has that BKB. And a lot of the
It's a
things
little
coming
scary.
out from the side of Zoomers are magic-based.
Yeah, they are. But, I mean, you can... The nice thing that they do have is they have been able
Oh.
to delay fights pretty well.
Dire's bottom tower is under
The
attack.
Hawk?
This
Did the
one.
Hawk spot that?
Oh,
Oh,
smoke is
look at the
broken.
way they break it. They just go right on in. Ocean, kick back immediately over to Matthew. They don't have to worry about him. Dizzy holding Husky over onto the cliff side, though. Global Silence is going to come out, but they just start shredding through. And again, this Ghost Scepter just saving their life. BKB coming out from MNZ, and they're just kiting him so well. He doesn't have a solution right now. Followed up with a beautiful Ravage. They go, they get the kill on MJZ on the back lines. They've got all these ghosts going on. It's a little bit iffy right now. Trying to just finish off over here onto MNZ. They need one more hit to do it, but the roar comes out. They'll turn it around. Oh my goodness, the roll coming out now from Ocean. He's trying to get away, but it doesn't matter. They have the axes. And then Sven just man-fighting Gunner. There's only so much that Gunner can do, but he gets silenced up. He's slowed. He's trying to just purchase stuff. He's not going to be able to do it. They eventually managed to take down MNZ, though, thanks to the silencer. Gunner trying to climb away. But it ends up being a team wipe on the side of 4 Zoomers.
They tried to buy as much time as possible before Chronosphere and the Sven there, but it unfortunately kind of resulted in Tide being dead for sure because the Death Prophet ulti was already active at the point. So it looked kind of good for the Zoomers at the start. They jump in, they kill the Eventual Spirit, so they don't have to deal with swap at all, but they also lost a lot of health out of the Earth Spirit right at the start of the engagement as well during the Global Silence because Sven
Dire's
almost
bottom
killed him by
tower is
himself.
under
So
attack.
bit of a rough fight there for Zoomers, and some of their damage problems are starting to show through in that it's really tough for them to deal with both the Sven and the Death Prophet right now, unless they get like an incredible chrono.
All right, back to quietly farming here. See that the Zoomer's playing on the bottom half of the map at this point. Trying to dodge. You get a couple like neutral items though. Titan Sliver is always very nice to pick up.
Yeah, it's quite good against on Venge this game. It's got pretty good agility built up right now, and having a little status resistance against Silence could be nice. It's only like 10%-ish right now as a neutral item, but could be one way to help stay alive in this game. I like Gunner's items so far. He's decently farmed, has good damage potential with Spirit Vessel. His net worth isn't looking very high, but he's got a lot of utility with what he's working with. He's got good levels too. Quiver pretty good too, though. Oh, they missed it. I think. Did they get it? Oh, looks like they did get it. I'm sorry.
They picked it up.
Okay.
It's like another smoke. Another smoke.
I like it on Earth Spirit. It's a good idea. Helps give him good burst damage when he initiates. All right, let's see if they grab the Death Prophet here. She shows briefly. He's going to be looking to roll in. Yeah, they're drawn on the map instead. The Thunder Predator expects them in their jungle, so they are predicting this correctly. But they're going to swap it and maybe go high ground against this tri-camp area. This is pretty perfect so far. They're going to be able to get high ground without smoke breaking.
Did they
Let's
notice
see,
that the
there's a
wolf
ward.
or the boars got? Oh, MNZ hiding in the corner. BKB comes up, immediately jumps forward, but Gunner dodging. Again, back lines are going to be the roar. Global silence. Sammy Boy, though, he gets the chrono, but do they have the damage? The swap comes out immediately, trying to protect MNZ as he jumps over onto the silence. There's a follow-up with a beautiful ravage, but where's the damage? All right, Matthew's going to be first to fall to go right back in again. The BKBs are popped. MNZ tries to fight, but they finally have the damage that they've been looking for. And now MJZ trying to run away. This Exorcism Ghost, they're doing as much as they can. They take Dan Husky, but they're just not managing to go and land on the rest of these heroes that they need to go and grab. Ocean just going to roll on out. Silence wears off over on the Sammy Boy. Goes for it again. Gets a nice dash up over here as he'll take down Frank. Ocean also falls. He's chased down by Leo Style. Can they grab anything else, though? That is the question. Death Prophet Exorcism is done because Gunner Have is going to be able to grab her. Not in time.
There was like two super crucial moves that happened in that Zoomers fight. The first was that Gunner was ready to drop the Remnant and dodge the stun. If he gets stunned there, the fight is probably over. He probably dies in that moment. The other one was that Sammy Boy had the read to realize this is the right time to chrono. He chronos everybody on his team basically, but it allows them to waste like seconds of spend BKB, which is super crucial when he's not attacking, and it keeps Earth Spirit alive. So by chronoing there, he guarantees that they can buy time for Ravage to actually be effectual and for everyone to stay alive long enough to slowly work on their team. So that's how Zoomers wins these fights. They need to drag them out for like 10 to 15 seconds every time because eventually they're going to be able to work on their opponents. But it's also so important that they don't die in those moments ahead of time. Everybody, like Husky can die, but the other guys have to be really careful.
I don't know how you get in that pit, but they're gonna try anyways. They're trying to get the final hit over onto the first. It's gonna be the Radiance. It's gonna be a snatch from Gunner as they just go and bash Matthew to death. MJZ next to fall. Leo Style trying to run away. They still have this double damage over here. Follow up though coming out from MNZ with the roar. This is looking like a dead Sammy Boy. As he's gonna get murdered, they'll be able to get the kill over onto Leo Style. Global silence gets used. The rest of the team, they're trying to kite, trying to just run away. They do have the Lotus Orb over here on Gunner, but it's not looking like it matters too much. He has the Yules though, buys a little bit more time. That is the Aegis that's gonna get popped. Ocean's scanning nearby if they decide to re-engage on this. Looks like they haven't decided though. They're happy with just getting that Aegis.
Looked really bad for Thunder Predator there for a moment, but this Sven comes in and just starts cutting through heroes against Zoomer. But Roche was taken by Thunder Predator, Aegis snatched by Gunner, so pretty good considering for Zoomers that they did that when that was a little bit contested. But one of those moments where they just jumped in a little bit too early. They go in, Roche isn't quite dead yet, and it buys Zoomer the time to walk in and finish it off. The flame break was excellent if Roche was dead at the same moment. And now with the E-Blade picked up by Earth Spirit, he's going to be the one that tries to save either himself or others from Sven when Sven goes in. He's got to land the E-Blade immediately after the stun hits. Very crucial part. If he doesn't do that, it's going to get removed. But more and more tools going into the Zoomer hands to give them a chance to win this game. The BKB on Sven's got to be low duration as well at this point. Yeah, 5 seconds. And now an Orb of Destruction picked up on Zoomers as well. Excellent pickup. Very good on Tide. He can use it with Anchor Smash, or he can pass it over to either Ember or even Face's Void. Probably better for Ember, though, I would think, since with Sleight of Fist he can apply it more. But we'll see.
Blink Dagger picked up now for the Beastmaster. Playing pretty close together. They might be able to get a jump on Gunner. They Invis Rune over here on MJZ. They're considering it. We'll go for the last of the drag back. Again, they have the roar. They've got plenty of tools to deal with Gunner. And that's a very successful gank.
Yep, that's the magic of their lineup. The chain stuns are so hard to prevent. And when you get an Invis Rune like that, what a great moment. Find maybe the best hero to kill in the enemy lineup. Now Tide will shift over. Yeah, he does grab the Orb of Destruction. Being able to AoE apply slow is also pretty busted, but lots of good items on him. Tide is so hard to kill, especially with Lotus Orb. Sven can kill him only if he like BKB ulti jumps in first. Otherwise he's going to reflect this stun right back. So they have a moment of opportunity with the dead Ember Spirit. Doesn't want to buy back. They don't necessarily want to force it because it could be dangerous. Running into high ground could get punched back, for example. Chronosphere is a worry. So they'll take their tower advantage. They'll be pretty happy with this.
They're playing fairly patiently over on the side of Thunder. You can see that Faceless Void trying to just find farm wherever he can here on the map. But also a little bit nervous. Oh man, that Midas, it's not being used.
This is painful. It's okay. He'll do a top. It's all right. It's only going to be like 70 wasted
Oh
gold.
God. Oh
It'll be all
no.
right.
Okay. All right. All right.
He's got really good attack speed right now on Void. His net worth is also approaching Sven's. So, and as the game continues, I mean, Sven is probably a beast at like all phases of the game, but I would argue that as time goes on, Void gets a little bit better just because bashes and being able to stun through like BKB and stuff like that is so powerful. Sven's also going to run out of item slots pretty soon. He's going Satanic now. He'll probably disassemble his Mask of Madness.
I think a lot of it comes down to who gets the initiation on who.
That's true.
But Frank has been so good with his positioning in a lot of these. And the same thing coming out for the Vengeful Spirit, too. Generally, they're in a good position. So once that Chronosphere is over, if they're not able to burst down MNZ fast enough, or you get a swap, it just becomes kind of a non-factor. I don't know.
Yeah,
Dire's bottom tower
definitely
is
true.
under attack.
Great sieging with just creeps alone. Yeah, Solar Crest is actually so smart here. Not only is it great to help make Sven better, but you just put it on those Necro units. They have really low BAT. They really profit from the attack speed. It's a little dangerous for Ocean.
A little dangerous for either one of them, considering the way that I... Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
There was a tree in the way behind Void that actually, I think, prevented vision. I thought he was stunned for sure there. But if he had vision, he would have thrown the stun. They know their juke spots.
Oh, do get a
Right, now he's in
BKB
Hawk.
picked up now for the Faceless Void, so that should make this a little bit easier for him, but they still have things
So
that
much
go right
easier.
through it. So
It's honestly, it doesn't matter in comparison. He's been getting wrecked by like a light stun into a silence follow up all game. They've been wrecking him. They saw this with the ward. All right, let's see if they can defend this.
I see
Okay,
Sven.
Tide breaks.
They use their own smoke. They're going to reinitiate, maybe wrap around the side. No one's taking the bait, though.
I'm a little confused by that move. They're kind of waiting for somebody on Zoomers to go up and hit creeps, I guess, or to get bored.
MNZ, again, first forward. These monkeys. The Lotus bounce right back at him. Izzy looking for the opportunity. Blade coming out immediately, hopping down. Oh, there it is, though.
That
He'll be able to
Yules.
save himself. Global silence coming out as they roll on through onto the back lines. They see the Bat Rider. MNZ, though, running for it. Sammy Boy looking for this omen of opportunity. Gets the chrono, but she's already up in the air. They need to burst her down. The swap comes out, though. It's not going to be able to work. Followed up with the roar, with a Ravage. They'll turn it around. They'll be able to take down the Vengeful Spirit, but they need to do so much more. Can they get this kill onto the Sven? And they're just hiding him left and right, Purge. It's looking pretty
got
okay,
this.
but he jumps over onto the back line. He goes, he takes down Sammy Boy, takes down Husky. They can't seem to kill this man. Get Minos, they can't do it. He's just too powerful. Ocean falls next. Oh, monkeys, he's such a big tanky boy, but this conga line of death is coming for you, my friend. A little bit more of a slow. The
he
Crypt Swarm
almost
will
lived.
finish him off. The jump forward onto Gunner. He is going to go pretty far into the face. Can they punish this, though, is the question. It doesn't feel like they can. Monkeys rejoining in has the Greaves. They'll turn around. Lotus Orb gets placed over onto MNC. Another silence, another
Titanic.
jump over on the side. He's just life-stealing like crazy. Has two Glimmer Cape, will run away. They managed to go and kill his courier, though. No Echo Saber for MNZ. More buybacks coming out. Ocean wants to be a part of this, and he's just fighting all of these heroes. It's a 4v5. Ridiculous. They finally managed to get the kill.
That was buybacks from almost everybody on Zoomer's side. Man, that was an amazing turn there by Sven. I thought he was dead, but he jumps in, gets the Satanic off, kills Void, and all of a sudden makes the fight look not decisive. I thought Zoomers was going to clean up really hard in that engagement. They saved Ravage for just long enough to land it on every single hero, but there just wasn't enough damage in that moment to pick off the Sven. And he ends up going on a rampage afterwards. They finally raid boss him down.
Well, not an actual rampage, but it was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 8K net worth lead over to the side of Thunder Predator. We had so many buybacks that got used during that last fight. Looks like the Zoomers are backs against the wall right now, but sometimes that's the time when it is most terrifying to face someone.
Any new items here for Zoomers? I think they had a Lotus Orb come out on Husky with Lasheko. Really good item pickup. Almost for sure they're going to put that on Death Prophet to give her a stupid abundance of HP. Could be good on Bat Rider too, though. They'll probably have an abundance of armor. Leveler picked up. Great item for Faces
down
Void.
in. They're trying to take down Frank quickly, gets the roar off, but isn't going to survive the engagement. So now they don't have to worry about Frank for 90-something seconds, unless, of course, he buys back.
Huge pickup. Ninja Gear's really nice on Void, actually. It's actually so good. Movement speed to help him chase better, and he can use smoke to prep for his initiations. Make it a lot harder for his opponents to spot it. Really, really good this game. Timeless Relic now. Pretty solid. I don't know who they're going to put that one on. Probably leave it on the Earth Spirit, I guess. Just increases Spell Amp even more. He's got 30% Spell Amp now on the hero. He picked up the 15% Spell Amp talent. Now an extra 15. That guy can do a lot of damage with his ulti. But they've been doing great jobs just keeping their important heroes alive through all of these nasty disables that Thunder Predator's been dealing with. It's actually made their heroes look less valuable in the sense that, like, Sven doesn't look like he can just kill anybody he wants. They're just playing around it great consistently.
That Minotaur Horn. Oh boy. Global Silence comes out. There's not going to be any save. The follow up with the Ravage, though. Can they kill him fast enough? And they do. They take down MNZ. MJZ, look at Gunner just zipping around. He's trying to go and grab MJZ, get a couple of these hits off. And they're chasing after this position 5. Looks like they get the lasso. It doesn't matter. He's just going to burn to death. And just like that, I don't understand what happened on some of the other sides here, but there are 4 heroes dead on the side of Thunder Predator.
Just a small moment of weakness there where Sven feels comfortable going for a bounty run here, and they just say, duh, we kill him. Chronosphere him guarantees the Ravage stun follow-up, and the stun stats resistance is massive on him, but it was more than enough with the rolling and all of the mobility on Zoomers to punish this mistake.
It felt like they were surprised to see him for like half a second, because it felt like that Chrono was just like a little slow, and then the Global Silence also just a little slow too. Like, I can't believe he's actually here. Cat that just fell asleep with his paw open, you know, and a mouse walks in. But it's gonna make a huge difference here for the side of Zoomers. Still no Sven for 40-something seconds. It looks like they're gonna back off though. They realize they can take this tier 2. It's a little bit safer. And they're still waiting for the Roche.
It was so good for Zoomers. Rax advantage, they equalize the net worth. Void is now equally farmed as Sven. He's almost got his AC finished, so dying to Sven is going to be less likely for him once he finishes that. And backtrack talent too. Now, Sven did get an Echo Saber. He might get Silver Edge soon. And keep in mind, backtrack talent was just nerfed. You can break it now with a Silver Edge. So they still can kill the Void, probably, but it's getting harder and harder as the game goes on.
Oh boy, look how fast Sammy Boy's hitting this thing. Good grief. Motion getting position. Husky also standing on the outside, trying to see if anyone's going to be jumping in. They're making their way over. The jump in from Frank. There's the roar. It'll buy them a little bit more time. Global Silence comes out, though. They'll be able to go save up Sammy Boy. The Remnant comes in here from Gunner, and everybody's just sliding around in corners. Who's going to get this Roche, though? It is going to be the Dire. Sammy Boy picks up the Aegis, and the amount of damage coming out. Frankie can't get out fast enough. He's getting beaten down to death as they fall over the save here. Over onto Leo style. They'll be able to take down Monkeys. MJZ next to fall. Ocean trying to roll on out. We get a buyback coming out here from the Bat Rider. Gunner's taking too much damage. He'll be next. The roll back in again, just trying to keep Sammy Boy alive. He is the #1 target. They'll be able to go take down Ocean. There's no more saves left here. Husky just getting chased after. They don't realize that Sammy's still in the pit, or they just don't care. More buybacks are coming out. Gunner, he wants to be a part of this, but again, they will end up losing the Earth Spirit. Sammy Boy hiding in the pit. He sees them. He's going to try to run out, but they just follow him right back in again. This is a disaster. The Chronosphere comes back out. Do they have the damage? Are they going to be able to keep him alive? He doesn't have the life still. They just bounce him right back. He's still alive. Oh my God, it's a disaster. Ember, he cannot get away. He's going to try the best he can, but they just lock him into place. Remnants through, gets Matthew, but he just gets stunned up. I think that might be game. Oh, never mind. Actually, they don't have creeps.
They're not pushed out. That is the one thing going for Zoomers here. And the fight looked okay. It was I had no idea who's going to grab Aegis in that engagement. Like, what do you even do? Everybody's on Roche. Nobody's really disabling. They end up getting the Aegis, but Sven came in, the fight tone just completely changed, especially with Tide getting killed early on. They need Tide to stay alive, giving armor to everybody, anchor smashing the Sven, gushing him to make it harder for him to chase. But Sven got a perfect engagement here, and now with these creep waves crossing the map, they will have the opportunity to take Megas, maybe end the game. But I think because the waves were so towards their base, they might not be able to end it here.
Dire's middle tower
It's going to be
is under
really
attack.
close.
I mean, if they had any sort of life steal for Sammy Boy, that might have gone a little bit different, but like you said,
I mean, it was dangerous what he did either way. All right, here they go.
they
Going
just
for
want to
Megas.
finish it. They know they don't have buyback.
They've got
All that's
Glyph.
going to be able to be here is going to be Monkeys in about 9 seconds. Husky on the silencer. But what can they do against this Fury?
It's going to be really hard. They've got no Chronosphere. They've got so much damage.
Look at this
Tide
Tide.
goes
He
in.
wants to be in there. They put down the repair kit. He gets silenced up immediately. Get a big tanky boy. Has the Lotus Ward. Follows up with the Ravage. We'll be able to slow them down, but not enough because Thunder Predator bringing the Thunder are going to 2-0